knockouts. You know, if that was the case, his face would look like mush. You know, he's moving his head, he's jabbing.
He's slick. A lot of people too, like,
since he knocked people out so much, people forget that he's a good boxer.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins.
But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right.
Mike Tyson sent a strong warning to Canelo after watching Terence Crawford's intense training sessions. He explained that every fighter has a unique style, but some develop the ruthless instinct of an animal when the moment demands it. Tyson said that aggression, when mixed with discipline, can make a fighter nearly unstoppable. According to him, Crawford's mindset and intensity prove he is ready for WARNS that might leave Canelo too weak against such hunger.
That long ago. That's what's so crazy.
Listen, most of these guys, Alexander Green, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages to some, because we have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world, and look what level we are. We have their seeds. We have them. Some people, they have those psychopaths. Some people love killing people. Some people love eating people. Some people don't, just like animals, some animals get domesticated quicker than others. And the same in human beings. Some of them get domesticated quicker than others. And some of them just never get domesticated. They're just what they are.
So it's genetically passed down, their makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the way we're so attached to our phones is gonna lead to us being attached to some electronic thing that we wind up accepting in our body.
No, listen,
and it's gonna change what people are.
Like some iRobot shit, honestly?
Yeah, legitimately. Like some kind of cyborg
if all of us
shit.
right now, if our phones stop now, we would start fighting for some reason. Before we figured this shit out, if our phones start now, we would for some reason find reasons to fight.
We're so distracted by phones. But I think the thing about phones is you accept the fact that everybody has one. You accept the fact you always have it on you. So it might as well be a part of your body. It's just not connected. And one day it will be. One day they're going to figure out how to put a thing on your head that makes your brain work way better. And a few people are going to do it and they're going to have a big advantage. And then we're all going to do it.
But until then,
your
phone will be like your will. When you die, take my phone, son.
In preparation for the biggest test of his career, Terence Crawford has chosen to spar with Carlos Adames, a powerful middleweight known for his raw strength and relentless offense. This decision shows Crawford's mindset heading into his clash with Canelo Alvarez. Since Canelo is naturally bigger, Crawford knows he must adjust to heavy punches. By taking on Adames in sparring, Crawford is conditioning both his body and mind to handle the type of punishment he expects on fight night. This preparation reflects not only Crawford's toughness, but also his tactical intelligence.
So here's a video that many people have sent me to determine in their mind that Terence Bud Crawford would lose to Canelo Alvarez, or is going to lose September 13th to Canelo Alvarez, as he is sparring here middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Adames, who is 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. And people are saying that Carlos Adames, who's 5'11" with a 73-inch arm reach, is having his way with Terence Bud Crawford, and this is an indication that the 168-pound Canelo Alvarez, who's 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach, is going to have the same type of success and knock Terence Crawford out. But what people are not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Adames and taking the big punches from Carlos Adames as he's standing in the pocket and counterpunching him and taking his blows at a smaller weight class while competing at 147. Now he bulked up.
Oscar De La Hoya, a former rival-turned-promoter, believes Canelo's aggression could be his downfall. According to him, Canelo will come forward with pressure as always, but Crawford's technical brilliance and adaptability can expose him. De La Hoya pointed out how Mayweather frustrated Canelo with defensive mastery, while Dimitri Bivol outclassed him by controlling distance and pace. The implication is clear. Crawford, like those champions, has the skill to dissect Canelo's style. His southpaw switch-hitting ability, sharp counters, and high fight IQ give him multiple paths to victory. while Canelo may rely on strength. In volume, Crawford's technique and intelligence could dismantle that pressure.
Do you feel that Terence has a shot in beating Canelo Alvarez?
That's the million-dollar question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters.
Yeah.
He's not getting rattled at all.
No.
Berlanga's a big kid.
Yeah.
So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford gonna keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's gonna come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork, which Canelo cannot handle. And we know that for a fact. It happened with Bivol, it happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem. And Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't
a
you
lot
think
of...
Canelo's a better fighter than he was then, today?
A better fight, yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure. And the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know? And he doesn't run, and he has that heart. He's a dog, he has that heart. You wanna fight?
Comparisons between Crawford and Alexander Usyk are fitting. Usyk, a smaller man at heavyweight, defeated giants like Anthony Joshua and even challenged Tyson Fury by relying on speed, footwork, and confidence rather than size. Analysts argue Crawford should approach Canelo the same way, not by trying to be bigger, but by maximizing what makes him great. Crawford's timing, accuracy, and ring generalship are unmatched. Like Usyk, he can offset size disadvantages by staying disciplined and trusting his instincts. In this fight, his greatest weapon might not be power, but identity training, smart as well as hard.
To reevaluate him bulking up and say, you know what? Nah, Terence Crawford, if you want a chance, not just to survive, but a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to be you. Just like Alexander Usyk was himself to face muscle machines like Anthony Joshua, big, tall enigma in the heavyweight division like Tyson Fury. Now, let me quickly give you an example of what I'm talking about. See, when Alexander Usyk fought Anthony Joshua, right? He weighed in at 221. Joshua was 244, giving up 20 pounds, over 20 pounds, almost 25 pounds, right? Alexander Usyk didn't chase Anthony Joshua in terms of trying to bulk up. Oh man, I'm gonna fight this heavyweight. His power is gonna be more than me. His weight, he could overwhelm me with his weight, his height, you know, his power. No, I'm gonna be. I gotta be the most comfortable fighter I could be. I gotta be comfortable under my own skin. I'm not gonna beat him off power. I gotta beat him off speed. I gotta beat him off movement. I gotta beat him off adjustments. I gotta beat him off IQ, right? So Alexander Usyk didn't have to bulk up to be successful. Now look at this one. Look at when he fought Tyson Fury. He kept the same energy, he kept the same mindset, and it still got him to become undisputed.
Coach Joel Diaz believes Crawford's skills guarantee he will trouble Canelo early. But Diaz also points to the historic financial impact of this fight. Crawford has dominated multiple weight classes but rarely received blockbuster opportunities. This fight not only changes his legacy in the ring, but also secures his future financially. The enormity of the payday reflects the scale of the event. Diaz admits the pressure will be immense, but the reward is equally massive. Beyond tactics, Crawford is fighting for generational wealth and recognition. If he wins, his career will reach a level very few boxers ever achieve.
You know, never made those millions of dollars that he deserved to make, and became friends with Turkey Usyk, which Turkey Usyk announced it publicly. Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter of this era. You know, he's my favorite fighter of this era. So, as friends, as business, in boxing, Terence Crawford wins. But he wins money. Because now, hey, you know what? As my friend that you are, I make you an offer. Would you fight Canelo? I'll give you 40 million. I don't know if it's 40, I don't know if it's 50, 60, but he's not going to make no less than $10 million. So right there, Crawford's winning, regardless. As a fighter, like, dude, you give me 20 million, I'll fight anybody. I'll fight Anthony Joshua right now. So Terence Crawford has to sell the fight. He has to say, I'll beat Canelo, left and right, whatever, right? But we've seen it we've seen it many, many times. When fighters move up 2 divisions to beat a champion, they fail. I mean, I saw it with Mikey Garcia when he fought Earl Spence. I saw it when Demetrius Andrade, a 147-pounder, was avoided for years. He moved to 54, he was avoided. He moved to 160, he fought maybe once or twice. Nobody wanted to fight him, so he moves to 68 and fights Benavidez. What happened? He looked good for the first 3 rounds because he's good. But once that heavy monsters was coming at you...
Shocker Stevenson, one of boxing's brightest young champions, fully backs Crawford's chances. He dismisses concerns about size, pointing out that both men are nearly the same height and that Crawford has already adjusted physically to the higher weight. To Stevenson, this fight is about skills, not scales. Crawford's lean build and conditioning allow him to fight comfortably without losing speed. Stevenson argues that Crawford's natural strength, adaptability, and mental toughness cancel out whatever physical edge Canelo might have. His confidence suggests that even the younger generation of fighters believe Crawford can topple boxing's biggest star.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
Yeah. You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Have you got a decision established? Because Redman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and who got on the phone talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud can crack too. So,
despite the praise, some remain skeptical. Critics argue that while Crawford's dominance is undeniable, many of his opponents lacked the global recognition and elite status that Canelo brings, aside from Errol Spence Jr., who was undefeated. Before Crawford dismantled him, few names on Crawford's resume carry worldwide weight. This raises the question: has Crawford truly been tested at Canelo's level? Detractors believe that beating Spence is not the same as facing a seasoned star like Canelo. They caution that Canelo's experience on the biggest stages could present challenges Crawford has never faced.
Like this to how I feel about Bud. Though I think Bud is an elite fighter. He got mad skill. I ain't impressed with nobody he's beat or fought. I'm not. Earl Spence is the only credible fighter that I put on his resume that I feel like, now that motherfucker right there, okay, you beat him, you're legit. But let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes. I will say this to the day I fucking die, nigga. And I will say it screaming from the rooftops. And I will be 90 years old and still saying this shit. I'm not giving him no motherfucking respect or props fighting a weight-drained Earl Spence, who took the fight. Not only did he have a broken orbital bone, he had eye surgery previously, had 2 fucking car crashes where he almost died. Though this is not Bud's fault. This ain't Bud's fault. It ain't Bud's fault that he had them car crashes and he was drinking or doing whatever the fuck he was doing. It ain't Bud's fault he got hurt in training and fucked his eye up and had to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight. That ain't Bud's fault. It ain't Bud's fault if it ain't Bud's fault that they put Earl Spence in the ring weight drain like that. That's Earl's fault. Earl waited for this motherfucker. He had been crying. I got videos on my channel. Have you not seen it? I got tons of videos on my channel.